These here are my hunting dogs, and that's my 2 sticks because my knee's buggered right now. Ironically, since I've got my body back in shape, I've been back in the hills, I've managed to bugger my knee. Clearly, because I hunt regularly, I'm not a vegan, but I do have a plant-based diet, a whole plant-based diet now after many years of consuming fish and dairy and lots of meat, which led me to 2 disease processes, of which now I have halted and started the reversal process. That's not going to do much for my sore knee, but the rest of my body, it does. And a man is only as healthy as his coronary arteries. I hunt and I fish, my friends and my family, and my dogs. I eat a whole plant-based diet for my health, and that's how I got my health back. I read the science, I read loads of papers, and that's what I learned. I didn't look at social media, I didn't look at YouTube and all the carnivore diets and keto diets, which I've been on both, by the way, because they're not science-based. They have no longitude studies with hard endpoints, it's all just new stuff. I looked at the long studies, and what I found was the countries that had people that live the longest, their main diet was predominantly plant-based. Those guys over there, they're the Peking ducks I bred so I could eat, because I love Peking duck. But today that's off the menu now. And where are you going, nut? Hey, what you doing down there, boy? Hey, you smell a rabbit. There's nothing more in this life that'll get you to change your act and sort your shit out than a crisis. Dogs don't give a bollocks, do they? It's a good old life, isn't it, Po? Hey? Couldn't give a rat's ass. I think in the next life I might come back as a dog. I might come back as you, Po, because you've had a pretty good life. In my thumbnail I made a picture of myself in 2022, 2.5 years ago, and one I did about 6 months ago. I'm actually even in better shape now than I was 6 months ago. And that was done solely with diet, not any exercise. I'm now exercising. I've started to do some resistance training and limping around the paddock, but first and foremost was getting my diet sorted. And when I got my diet sorted, other things started to work better. That bit of jelly between my ears started thinking clearer, and I started sleeping better, and managing my pain better, and my stress better, and everything better. Well, I'm not saying I got it perfect, because I'm an old fart that's done some stupid ass things through his life and paid the price for that. There's things that you do that just build up that you can't undo, but you can definitely alleviate the damage control, I call it. There's a slight rise from there up to there. 2.5 years ago I was walking up there and I got crippling chest pain, couldn't go any further. I knew I was very sick. I'll zoom down here and show you something. You'll see that top paddock and you might just be able to spot a cow there. Well, there used to be a bull in that paddock. I shot him about 3 weeks ago, and there used to be another cow in that paddock. She had cancer. I shot her too. I shot her because she had cancer, and I put her out of misery, and I went to bent down and cut her throat after I put a bullet through her head, and I started, went all hot and sweaty, and I felt really sick, and I said to my son, I think I've got the flu. Well, I don't think I can skin this cattle beast. So I gave him a knife, and he said, Dad, I've never skinned a cattle beast before, I don't know what to do. And I said, but you have to learn bloody fast, because I'm too crook. And I went back home, and my jaw was sore, and my shoulder was sore, and I felt like I was going to puke. Ended up in hospital that night. They sent me home, said, you're okay. Anyway, a week later I was walking up that hill, like I said, and I had this crippling pain. It's actually known as angina. It's when the arteries are so occluded with either calcified or non-calcified plaque. In the case of me, it was non-calcified plaque. That's the dangerous, unstable ones that can break off and cause a thrombosis or just like a stroke or a heart attack. So I couldn't even get up that hill, and I was like really sick. So I went back to hospital again. Nurse took me back, Nurse Margaret this time. Took me back, and they did more tests and more stuff, and the nurse said to me, she said, are you vaccinated? And I said, nah. She said, oh, really? And I said, nah. She said, oh, well, we'll look after you anyway. And I said, damn right you will. But they didn't. They sent me home and said, no, you don't have any of the big ticket items. So off home I went. But a few days later, I was walking around this paddock. I couldn't even get up this hill here. I was like crippling chest pain. I thought, stuff this. So I booked an appointment to see my mate, Nick Fisher. Good bastard, friend of mine. I used to teach his daughter Tegan music. And Nick was great. He actually waived his fee. That's how good he was. He was just there to help me, you know. We did a transthoracic echocardiogram and stress tests, and they stopped after 7 minutes. Looked like I was going to have a bloody heart attack. And he then put me in for a CT scan. I paid for that, $3,100 at the time. And that's when it showed that I was crook, very crook. Non-calcified plaque, and I was needing a stent and a whole lot of medications. I went home and I thought, shit. Well, the visit with the cardiologist told me what I already knew. I can't even walk up this hill now with my dogs. I've deteriorated so much in the last 2 months. Feels like I've got an elephant standing on my chest and the pain in my fucking heart. My dog knows what's going on, don't you, mate, eh? You know what's going on, buddy. When I had cancer, he come and done this to me. And say what you like, but dogs know when you're not right, eh, mate? Good boy. Good dog. What are we going to do? How are we going to get through this one, Pace? We beat cancer. I googled heart disease this morning. I don't know anything about heart disease at all. I know nothing. And it said that drugs and pharmaceutical, like, yeah, drugs and all that stuff and surgery can like stop it but can't reverse it, can't make it any better, just can halt it. If I'm halted where I am now, I'm sure surgery could fix it because the blood's not getting through, but can't reverse it. I can't believe that. I've got one life, and my life is running around the hills hunting and fishing and using my body every day on the farm, and right now I can't even walk up to there. I've got to stop to get my breath. This is not me. I can see I'm going to be on a journey somewhere new. It's not in my nature to just accept my lot when it's this bad. Didn't do it with cancer, I'm not going to do it with heart disease. I don't know where I'm going to go. There's no actual, right now it's like a one-way street. I'm at a cul-de-sac and I can't find another path to get out. Sit down, dogs! Even shouting at my dogs giving me pain in my chest. Well, it's May. The month of May. Beginning of May, and I had to cancel my Stewart Island trip to go hunting because I was so bad. Watch the space, see where it takes us. Somewhere. The only diet I could find in the world that's been clinically proven, scientifically proven to halt heart disease was the whole plant-based diet, and in some cases even reversing it in younger people. Well, it certainly reversed it in me because I can run around this paddock now. Normally if I didn't have a fucked knee I would be running around this paddock, where I couldn't even walk up that hill a few years ago. I never had the stent, I was supposed to. I cancelled that. Never took the statins. Got my LDL from 5.8 down to 1.8 now as I talk to you. Got me triglycerides down. My lipid panel's fantastic. My ApoB could be better, it's 90, it needs to be sort of around below 80 really, but it was 140 before. Blood pressure from 165 over 90 now down to 115 over 75. And my inflammatory marker's all incredibly low. What do? I just have plants. Plants, that's my food. This morning I had probably 20 different vegetables in a vegetable stew. A whole lot of beans for my protein and legumes and pulses for my protein. Chia seed and flax seed and some walnuts and some avocado for my fats. And the rest is complex carbohydrates. I did have a couple of naughty pieces of toast, but that was a wholemeal sourdough toast cooked. When you cook bread, it lowers the glycemic index, it makes it so it doesn't spike sugar so much. Had a coffee that was decaffeinated, thank you very much, from Swart Cafe in Australia, in Brisbane, and Chloe. She sends me coffee, and on my merry way. These opinions are only mine, and only what I've found to be true. You may have found something else, and I'm always prepared to be wrong and change if science comes up with something new, but so far that's what the science has shown me. And it's worked for me. So I thought I'd share that with you. Lots of love to my brothers and the occasional sister. Go steady, I'll see you in the next Bro Chick Club video. See you later. Where's those dogs? Well, we're going to attempt to do a bit of a run now, just a bit of a limpy run down here. Because running is good for you, but slow jog, particularly if you're an old fart, slow jogs are good because you use your quads, your psoas, use your calf muscles in a different way to walking. Just a little jog each day. This is not a very good jog because I've got a sore knee, but we've got the old stick. See ya. Here, Nat, come on. Come on, Nat. Come on. Where's that bloody nut gone? Chasing rabbits.